Hello, my friends. This is Audrey Hunt, your vocal coach. I'm wearing my mask today because I have other people here in my studio and I want to protect them as well as myself. Today we're going to talk about keeping your throat healthy. This is especially going to be advantageous for you singers out there. We often acquire vocal irritations, and when we do, this interferes with our speaking as well as our singing, and this can be very frustrating, especially when we don't know what the cause is. Any type of irritation in the larynx can rob the vocalist of a successful performance. Every singer does have a responsibility to learn how to avoid throat problems. So the tips I'm going to talk about right now, I want you to know that they're proven. They've been tried and tested for years among singers from every genre. First, I want to talk about singing too loud. When we sing loud and long, it's crucial that we use proper breath support. Otherwise, we're going to damage and abuse the voice. So be sure to inhale from your abdominal area using the diaphragmatic muscle or the belly breath, and measure the amount of air that you need for each phrase. Taking in too much air can cause the vocal cords to swell, plus you can't get rid of that air fast enough and in time to inhale for the next phrase. So measure. Long phrases, you need more air. Short phrases, you don't need to tank up with as much air, unless you're singing from low to high, of course. A tickle, when we get a tickle in the throat, that's caused by dryness. And the dryness can cause coughing. To avoid this, drink plenty of room temperature water to keep your vocal cords hydrated. I say room temperature because cold restricts your vocal bands, and we don't want that. We want to keep them warm. Also, some people swear by drinking warm lemon tea with a little bit of honey in it before singing. Here's a big one, folks. Don't yell. Avoid all yelling and screaming, and this is going to damage your vocal cords. It's going to cause your throat to be sore. It can also, in time, it can cause vocal nodules. Sleeping with a humidifier, that's necessary for serious singers. I just bought one the other night to replace my old one, and I really like it because I tend to sleep with my mouth open, and when I wake up in the morning, it's very dry, and this is not a good thing. So do pick up a humidifier and use that. The moisture from the humidifier enters the nose and throat, and it brings much needed moisture to the singing area. You can also inhale steam. I do this regularly also. You can inhale steam while you're having a hot shower. I like to just boil a pot of water and inhale the steam. Be careful, don't get burnt. Moisture to the throat is needed at all times, but particularly when you're singing or giving a speaking presentation. Sip, sip, sip on room temperature water all day long. Keep a bottle of water with you at all times. Soft drinks and juices are no substitute for just plain old water. So as I mentioned before, never drink ice cold water or juice or soda within 3 to 4 hours before singing. Avoid coffee on the day you sing, because the caffeine in coffee will dry out your vocal cords. And the same holds true for alcohol, antihistamines, and of course smoking. That includes secondhand smoke and vaping too. So if you can't control these substances, you're better off not singing. I have personally worked with famous singers who smoke, drink, and so forth. And I witnessed what happens to these voices afterward. Some artists have spent a fortune for quick fixes just to be able to do a concert and sound great. You'd be amazed at who these singers are. So I don't want you to fall into these bad and destructive habits in the first place. It will take its toll. Another thing to remember is to always warm up your voice before you sing. I can't stress this important step enough. Proper warm-ups prepare your voice for singing, and they help to prevent damage to the vocal cords. So, about 15 to 20 minutes, that's kind of ideal. Now, as you sing higher up the scale, avoid getting louder. Don't increase your dynamic sound. Learn to keep your tone balanced with a constant dynamic. Here's another tip that most all of us are guilty of. Clearing the throat. Don't do it. This will cause damage over a period of time. Instead, just simply swallow a few times instead. That will work. Remember that singing should never cause pain. If you feel pain during or following singing, then you're doing something wrong. It's not natural to experience any discomfort when vocalizing. Persistent throat pain or hoarseness is an indication that calls for a doctor's diagnosis and treatment. See an ENT specialist if you do find that you have these problems. Laryngitis can last anywhere from a few days to weeks, and then it can reoccur again. It can be brought on by a virus, but most singers who contract laryngitis do so by abusing the voice. The 3 main reasons for vocal abuse are, again, yelling and screaming, singing too loud or over singing, and singing too high. Rest if you suspect that you have signs of vocal abuse. You must rest your voice. Stop singing, even speaking, and above all, don't whisper. If you can, give your vocal bands time to recover and heal. Otherwise, you may be inviting more throat irritation. Bathe your throat with water by drinking not only room temperature, but some lemon tea, as I mentioned earlier. And using fresh lemons is better than not. As soon as your throat is better, do some easy humming. Correct humming gives you a feeling of vibrations in the lips and the mouth area. Don't force your tone. Never force your singing voice. Good and correct singing should always feel easy. There's never a strained or forced feeling. Like all of Mother Nature's offspring, the human voice should be natural and easy, even when singing loud or high. Don't forget breath support. The best friend to the singer and speaker is breath support. With every note you sing, with each word you form, you absolutely must have enough air for the tone to ride on. Diaphragmatic breathing acts as a seat or cushion for the tone. If you try to sing louder or higher without the support for the voice, you will suffer vocal abuse, and you don't want to do that. You want to avoid getting polyps and nodes at all costs. This type of damage usually requires surgery followed by vocal therapy. When you are tempted to whisper, especially if you have laryngitis, remind yourself not to do that, because whispering puts more strain on the vocal cords. Always sing within your vocal range. All notes must feel comfortable and easy. If you feel your throat getting tight with a gripping feeling, you're singing beyond your natural range. Stop doing this. Dairy products are a no-no and must be avoided before you sing. Most dairy, especially ice cream and milk, will cause phlegm and mucus to build up, and this happens while you're singing. Mucus is that thickness that makes a singer, want to clear your throat. It's like scratching your vocal cords with your fingernails when you try to clear. So instead, like I said before, swallow a few times. Then, if your mouth is dry and water is nowhere to be found, simply and gently bite the tip of your tongue. This action will provide you with enough moisture to swallow. Try it right now. Gently bite the tip of your tongue. So, save the ice cream and the dairy for after a concert or rehearsal. If you do have a tickle in your throat, try salt water. Salt water is one of my best friends. I can't tell you how many thousands of students this easy combination has rescued. When you gargle, you want to add a few teaspoons to a half a cup of warm water to the salt, and then gargle, and repeat this several times a day until your symptoms disappear. Nourish your body with good nutrition. Get plenty of sleep and exercise, because as singers, our whole body is our vocal instrument. Protect it, care for it, tune it often with correct warm-ups, and love it. Your voice is meant to serve you with power and beauty all your life. And following these tips will assure that it will serve you long into your aging years. Thank you for being here. Take care. Be safe. Tune in again. I'm your vocal coach. I'm here for you, Audrey Hunt. Thank you.